For questions 1 through 1D, 1A through D, is the expression equal to 25? All right, PEMDAS says 13 minus 8. Do that first, which is 5. 5 times 5 is 25. Does that equal 25? Yes. PEMDAS says to do 9 times 3 first. 9 times 3 is 27. 27 plus 22 is not going to be 25. PEMDAS says parentheses first, 10 minus 8 is 2, 50 divided by 2. Some of you don't know how to do it, but if you look at 50 cents, which is 2 quarters, divided by 2 would be 1 quarter, which is 25 cents. That is correct. PEMDAS says to do this first, division before addition. 40 divided by 4, you can work it out if you need to, but 40 divided by 4 is 10. So 15 plus 10 is 25. Choose all the expressions that are equal to 6 times 72. Expressions means a math problem. So what they want us to do is simplify these and see if it equals 6 times 72. Well, 6 times 2 is 12 plus 76. That's not the same. So over here, PEMDAS says 72 times 3. 72 times 3 is 146. 146 plus 3 is not the same. Here we have 6 times 70. PEMDAS says to do that first. 70 times 6 is 420. So we're going to have 420 plus 2. That is not the same. Over here we have 7 plus 2 is 9. 9 times 6 is not the same as 72 times 6. So this last one, we have 60 plus 12, which is 72, which is 72 times 6. This one is correct. What is the value of this expression? Means to solve. We have parentheses and brackets. We have to do that first, which is 5 plus 2 is 7 times 3. All of that is in brackets. 7 times 3 is 21, which is going to leave us 21 times 4. 21 times 4 is 84. Answer is D. All right, which expression represents the following calculation? Subtract 23 from the product of 8 and 7. Well, product means multiply, so we have 8 times 7, that's the product, and we're going to subtract 23 from it. So which one looks like that? It is B. Francesca has a garden at home. She has 3 rows of tomato plants with 8 plants in each row. She also has 5 rows of zucchini plants with 6 plants in each row. Write an expression for the total number of plants. All right, what they give us first? They gave us 3 rows of tomato plants, and each row has 8 plants in it. So to find the total, we have to take 8 times 3. That would be our tomato plants. Then we have to find the zucchini plants, so we have to add, and the zucchini plants are 5 rows of 6. So 5 times 6. That is our expression. That's the total number of plants. Now to solve it in the next problem, we have to evaluate, which means to solve. We're just going to solve this. I'm just going to do it on here so that you can see it. 8 times 3 is 24, plus 6 times 5 is 30. 30 plus 24 is 54. 54 total plants. A lot of y'all are probably sitting there, how do I do this one? Well, it says explain, that means show your work, how the value of expression A, this one, compares to the second one. Comparison is our comparison bubble. So it's greater than, less than, or equal to. Alright, so on this one we have multiplication first. So we have 18 times 3. 8 times 3 is 24. 3 times 1 plus 2 is 54. A equals 54. B, we do 18 plus 3 first. It's in parentheses, which is 21 times 2. So 21 times 2 is 42. So B is 42. How do they compare? A is greater than B. On number 7, we're comparing. We're going to compare A to B, or the first one to the second one. The first one we have to add because parentheses. We do first. We have 13. 8 and 8 is 16. Is 7. Is 1763. That's I don't even know how that's going to be divided by 8. There's going to be a remainder on that. Over here, I'm just looking at this. We're going to multiply this. This one's going to be bigger because we're multiplying it. This one's going to be smaller because we're dividing it. I probably won't have you all do this one. I'll probably mark it out. It's a bad problem. But we know that this one has to be bigger. We have to insert parentheses to make this true. All right, we've got to get to 80, which is a pretty big number. So I'm just looking here. 15 minus 2. This would be, if we did this first, 15 minus 2 is 13. Then we have to take it times 6, because PEMDAS says to multiply before add. So if we took this times 6, 6 times 3 is 18, which is 78. We would be left with 78 plus 2, which is 80, which is our number. Okay, we have to find the expression again. It says add 2 to the quotient of 9 and 3. Well, the quotient of 9 and 3 is a division problem. So we have to divide 9 by 3 first. And then we're going to add 2 to that quotient. So that's the problem that we're looking for, which obviously is D. Ira walked 20 miles last week and 22 miles this week, so she walked 20 and 22. Raj walked half of the distance. Write an expression for the distance that Raj walked, and then find the distance. All right, so what happened first? She walked 20 plus 22, and then Raj walked half of it. Half of it means divide by 2. That's our expression. That's the first part. You have to have that expression because it said to write the expression. Then it says to solve it. 20 plus 22 is 42 divided by 2. 42 divided by 2 is 21. If you don't believe me, you can work it out. It is 21. 21 what? Miles. David says the value of the expression 8 plus 5 times 11 minus 2 is 141. Why is his answer incorrect? I don't know. I guess we have to do it. PEMDAS says to do this first. 11 times 5 is 55 plus 8 minus 2. 8 plus 55. 55 plus 8. We have 63. And then we have to subtract 2 from this, which is 61. And he said it was 141. Well, why is he incorrect? Because 61 does not equal 141. Part B says, what is the correct value? Well, we already did it up there. It's 61. You don't have to show your work again. Looking at this one, it's a comparison problem. We have 418 minus 212. On the other side, we have 418 minus 212. We have to do both of those first. Well, one of them, when we get that answer, we're taking it times 11. The other one, we're taking it times 12. Well, if it's the same answer that we're taking times 11 and 12, which one do you think is going to be bigger? It's the one times 12. You don't even have to do any math on that one. The table shows the prices charged by a bakery for bread and rolls. Lee bought 4 loaves of bread and 7 dozen rolls for her restaurant. Write an expression for the total amount and then evaluate. Evaluate means solve. All right, so loaves are $6 and she bought 4 loaves. So we have to do 4 times $6. 4 loaves times $6. And then we're buying dinner rolls, which are 7 dozen at $9. 7 times $9. That's our expression. They said to write it, you have to write it. Again, it's kind of hard to see. It's 4 times $6, $6, plus parentheses 7 times $9. 4 times $6 is $24, plus 7 times 9 is $63. I'm going to do this off to the side over here so that you all can see it. We have 24 plus 63, which is $87 total. Mrs. Pacheco wrote the following expression on the board, brackets, parentheses, minus 9. What step do you perform first? Well, I do the parentheses, so it's going to be 4 plus 11, which equals 15. I'm going to go ahead and write 15 up there so we don't forget. Part B, what do you perform second? Well, second, we still have this in brackets, so we're going to have to do second 15 times 7. 15 times 7. 7 times 5 is 35. 7 plus is 105. So the second step is 105. I'm going to change that bracket to be 105 minus 9. That's what's left. And it says, what is the value of the expression? I'm just going to do it down here because I'm tired of moving the camera. We're going to do 105 minus 9. That was what was left. We're going to have to regroup. This becomes a 10, which becomes a 9, which becomes a 15 minus 9 is 6. 9 minus nothing is 9. The answer, the value of this expression is 96.